You'll like seeing this video as we discuss the Great Crash. That's coming, Sam Baker, for what he's doing with his prison sentence. It's funny, you might laugh, but I won't tell you then. Without further ado, take a seat back. We will talk about the ascent of Bitcoin and examine the price chart of XRP when we finish our current look at our aim. Unwind, and let's get started. 59,000 Bitcoin in the last day. It has increased by 4.47%. Ethereum is valued at $332. It's up 1.48%. The USD and USDC are back where we want them to be, at their dollar pegs, alongside XRP. It's not too late, is it? We have gained 58 cents, or 3.95%, over the last 24 hours, with the hourly exhibiting some redness. Don't worry, though, it will turn back over. The entire value of the cryptocurrency market suddenly soared over $216 billion. Keep in mind that the previous all-time high was $2.7 trillion. It's frightening knowing we're only 500 billion miles away, if not less. Knowing's a really big distance. Isn't it now? In this market, how are things? Will transpire what we are examining? Moving ahead, it's straightforward, and since they already tweeted yesterday about it being 4 for 4, we're going to increase it to 5 for 4. Tomorrow was going to be our deadline. We had planned to wait for the Bitcoin monthly close, but as I mentioned in the video from last night, I have a great deal of faith in Bitcoin. It's not going to end the month with a total market value of $485 million for cryptocurrencies, hence, the prediction was made yesterday night. Simple as Bitcoin's next objective, 61 to 62,000 that, in my opinion, will be the best. We can take a seat back and review the charts after we reach those figures. Bitcoin will reach between 61 and 62K. The money will change at that point. Of Bitcoin and visit altcoins, this will be our best option for purchasing what will eventually occur. What can we expect from the markets? I understand that you're thinking, Rip, we've heard this, and that you sound like a broken record, but for those of you who are watching, I'll be featuring you in a video on the channel today. Owning Bitcoin will result in a correction. The extent of the decline will be 40,000. Perhaps I don't think we go. Return under 485 to be fairly frank. Alongside, we won't see a $10,000 Bitcoin, and you won't see one for $3,000. The cycle isn't over for Bitcoin. The cycle is genuinely only beginning. Given the reality that Bitcoin is approaching its peak at this point, this is a really positive sign. Bullish, which leads me to believe that the more money that enters the market, the higher my targets for the $4 to $7 trillion total market cap of cryptocurrencies will be hit. The greater the amount of money that will enter your preferred altcoin, after the drop and the people crying that the bull market is finished and their shitcoin didn't reach its all-time high, Bitcoin will rise. I've previously seen the photo, so I know the story. Check out the tweets. Some terrible DMS, I see. It's not done after that fix, so I'm going to leave a YouTube comment. Bitcoin rises once more. Recall that a plunge that deep indicates that 485 happens quickly. We don't seem to break under that once more before moving forward. Rise, and we observe that more than 100,000 Bitcoins, the future course of events. They find it pleasing that people are being rewarded. They enjoy how the metaverse is incorporated. Their preferred breeding lab is one they like. Openings and packs that are being introduced. They will appreciate that we have a minting facility of our own next month. They adore everything about it. What does not exist? After 18 months and still going strong, continuing to release that XRP every month after that, I think the figure, if I recall right, is over. A return of $300,000 in US money has been made. That's only for holding James holders. Rule the digital room, they're getting up. To put an end to the section's attempt to control the digital asset business without legislative authority, they filed an Akisuri, Friends of the Court, and the SEC versus Kraken case, per DC. I like this. We need Ripple to take the lead in this tiny trickle-down effect because if Ripple merely paid the fine and they have the funds to do so, Ripple would be the one who replaces the SEC. Adhere to and pay attention to whatever the SEC, whatever nonsense they were discarding, otherwise, we wouldn't be in this position. Although these other businesses are retaliating, Ripple raised the bar so much that we can now see these other businesses and entities. I refer to this as the Great Crash since other groups are standing up and aiding in the good fight. This is fresh off the press and a fantastic cash out from Fortune.com. Bezos, Jeff, Leon Black. A total of 11 billion shares of the company have now been sold by Jamie Dimon and the Walton family, some of which were sold for the first time this month. What are they aware of that we are not? You should be asking yourself that question, in my opinion, as those who sit out at such high levels are always knowledgeable and seem to be getting subtle nods and winks. We are going to witness a chaotic stock market before something is about to collapse. Is that the reason they're leaving? You must be vigilant about the markets, as you should be aware of the bull cycle and its mechanisms. The stock market soars, followed by cryptocurrency, and when the stock market begins to sell off cryptocurrency, simply in bed, he utilizes his incarceration to advertise the Solana coins to the guards. Well, at least he's making use of his prison term to promote public education. I guess what? To start with, who is receiving this information? Although this is absurd, what do you know? You have to do something with your time, I mean. This guy went from being the most famous person on the planet, hanging out with all these superstars who had incredible pen mansions in the Bahamas, to a small prison. Stacking, I'm not sure if he's on the top or bottom bunk. His life is ruined, and I wonder what his cellmate thinks of him. Even with all the money in the world, people, if you are a corrupt actor and you are doing evil, it will always catch up with you. That's how easy cryptocurrency traders hedge. Following a 40% increase in just 4 weeks, Bitcoin has recovered. According to option data, some traders have begun purchasing puts to hedge against their prospective correction. Yes, it is what we stated. Regarding my friend sent me a text message. He asked, "Is it time to sell Bitcoin?" yesterday. I said, "Listen, if you really want to get cute, you know I got targets at 61 to 62K. You know, if you want to take a hit for an additional $2 to $3,000. Go ahead and do it," I say. Ultimately, though, you must decide for yourself what you choose to do. I do think there will be an adjustment. I think there will be another buying chance following the event before Bitcoin pushes up and reaches its next all-time high. Let me just quickly close it for High Dark Defender, who still has this chart in memory. We struck the orange box I have here in the States. I'm having my coffee, too, and here's the update. This is the orange line that we are referring to. Yes, he did have it at Fibonacci numbers. We needed to close over 54 cents, which was the current target to breach, to prevent a correction, which we did. Right now, we're resting between 58 and 59 cents above 54. This has made 66 cents. Your goal is to break 66 cents, at which point a parabolic move will occur within no matter what we do. We are getting closer to that every single day. XRP recently increased from 53 cents to 53.54. I'll call it pushed up to F59. For us to have a chance at the 66 and barrier, we need to break through something like the 60 to 62 cent zone. Once that happens, we'll see a parabolic move that might get us closer to the dollar level. Nobody anticipated what the XRP journey would be. There will undoubtedly be setbacks along the route because there are many of them. It's riddled with speed bumps. It might not be making the advances you wanted to in the time frame you wanted to, people, but we're going to break above them. However, in the end, you know what? One thing is certain, XRP will surge. Although the exact timing of XRP's pump is unknown, we do know that it will be among the last movers to pump and break out. We're going to be talking about a 345, and it's going to happen at an all-time high. Consider history when I speak about the future. You observed that yesterday, the German people announced that XRP would increase from 5 to 10.